It's The Big Show, and on The Big Show you get to talk to big stars, and let me tell you, they don't come any bigger than Jerry Springer. How are you?
Oh, here he is. I'm doing fine, thank you.
What's it like being a great big whopping star, because you are?
Well, one, I'm not, and two, I've never been anybody other than me, so therefore I can't compare myself to anybody.
Do you really believe that you're not?
Well, I know I'm not. You know, I'm successful in the business, but I'm hardly a star. I do well, and I have a popular show, and I've had a lot of wonderful opportunities, but I'm lucky. But I'm your basic neighborhood schlub that got lucky, yeah.
Well, you may be that, but you are a big star in a sense that if you ask the average man on the street, have you heard of Jerry Springer anywhere in the world, they probably will have said yes.
Yes, but they've also heard of hemorrhoids. Doesn't make hemorrhoids a star.
Listen, Jerry, here we are in star dressing room number 1. Isn't it glamorous?
Yes, this is unbelievable. And, you know, to the person who designed this room, God bless him. But no, it's not. Well, you know, this is part, on a serious note, this is part of the whole ethic of theater. You know, with the people that do theater, they don't get paid a lot of money, but they're real artists, and they do what they do because they love it. And what is true, I am totally convinced, having been in the business of show business for 40 years, these are the most talented people I've ever been around, people that do live theater. You know, television doesn't compare, you know, nor do movies. It doesn't mean that there aren't talented people in those fields, but you don't have to be talented to be in a movie, and you don't have to be talented to be on television. To be in the theater, these people that do it every day, this is their career, no one matches them. These dancers, for example, they dance, they sing, they act. You know, I get blown away by it.
The thing about you is you don't take yourself seriously, and what I've always loved about your program is you've distanced yourself from it morally. You say, this is an entertainment program, I've got all kinds of freaks in front of me, and they're happy to be here, and I'm happy to be here, let's have a good giggle. You're not taking yourself too seriously, are you?
Well, no, I mean, because why should I? It's a comedy show. I mean, it's not, you know, my show is what it is. It's outrageous. It's meant to be outrageous. The only people who are allowed on the show are people who have been involved in outrageous behavior. I know that going in. Those are the rules that were given to me.
Is it like a point system to get on your show? You have to look dysfunctional, act dysfunctional, be dysfunctional.
Yeah. That's about it, yeah. But the truth is, I've never met a human being who couldn't be on my show. They don't exist. Everyone in the world could be on my show. 90% of us would never go on, myself included. But 10% would. And 10% of America is 30 million people. 10% of Great Britain is, 5 million people. So that's a lot of shows. So you can always do these shows, but we shouldn't for a second think that these people are less than we are. We're all alike. Some of us are just richer, some of us dress better, some of us had better parents, but we're all alike. And, you know, I can look at any newspaper in Britain, and by the time I get to page 3, I have 10 shows. Every single day. Every single day. I've got stories in British newspapers, you know, and most of them involve wealthy, famous people. So this bit about, it's those people, regardless. The truth is, it's never really dangerous. Yeah, we have a lot of security, but at most it's wrestling. It's, you know, pulling someone's hair. It's not like no one's ever really been hurt on the show. So it's not, I can't, you know, I mean, you make a better headline if I say, every day I go in and I worry. It's not. It's all showbiz. You know, it's like professional wrestling.
How does it differ then, the pressure of performing live 8 times a week to doing TV where you can have another go and retake stuff?
On our show, we don't have another go. It's tape to time. But even saying that, nothing compares to the pressure of doing live theater. With television, it's only television. And big deal. But when you do theater, people paid a lot of money to come, they dress up, they bring their families, whatever, and they come and they watch a live performance, paying a lot of money. You can't be out there screwing around. You have to do a good job. So there's no comparison between the pressure I felt on Opening Night here. Was more pressure than I felt on anything I've ever done in show business, and that is the truth. I was physically shaking. I was so scared.
And of course, it's a show where you've got to deliver, you've got to sing. And although you've got a tremendous speaking voice, which is delicious, I understand your singing voice is a bit like a chain coming off a motorbike.
Exactly how does that sound?
Well, not very good.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not a professional singer, but I carry a tune, and obviously they think I sing well enough to do the show. So, but no, I'm not a singer. But I can, yeah, I guess I can sing, but I'm not a singer. Singer is someone who makes a living at it, and no one's going to confuse me with Pavarotti, except probably now because he's passed away. But other than that, no, I can sing.
And of course, here you are in London. You seem to like it because I know we've met before, passing in studios, because you do a radio show and you did it from London. You go back and forth between America and here, don't you?
Yeah, I'm obviously an American, but I was born in London. I lived the first 5 years of my life here, and every year I come back. Usually, overall, a couple of months a year, I'm here in England. I love it. I'm an Anglophile, so I love Great Britain, and the more time I can spend here, the better. But I'm an American. It's not like I'm changing countries.
You said that the pressure of doing the West End is greater than any you've felt before. Then you're going to go to Broadway and recreate the role there. Yeah. Do you think there'll be an added pressure?
Well, a little bit, but I got to tell you, even though obviously everything in America is bigger, just because the country's bigger, it's many more people, I would say the West End isn't a stepsister to Broadway. I mean, let's face it, theater and Great Britain, this is the home of it in the English-speaking world. So you can't go any higher than the West End. Broadway is it in America, but I wouldn't say Broadway is better than the West End. This is top-notch stuff. I would say theater in England is what movies are in America. It's the main product in terms of the performing arts. And so therefore it's taken very seriously and with much respect.
Now, we're both millennium men, and I've got to ask you about the ladies in this show because they're very sexy and they don't tend to wear too much. How do you keep everything under control?
I'm 65.
So nature does it, is that right?
Yeah. It's well under control, trust me.
That pressure when the pin focuses on you during your big number and you got to sing, how does that feel?
I've been in the business so long, so it isn't like I'm a new kid starting out and, oh my gosh, the audience is applauding. I've been there and, for all these years. So I get that and I appreciate it. I'm not trying to tell you that, I don't care about them. It's a very nice feeling. But I get that my whole life is Jerry, so that's not new. What is new is having to be a character, play a role, not be me, be Billy Flynn, and not, wave to the audience and, so that's what's new for me because I'm always playing me, and that's different.
You're playing a version of you, though, with the TV show, because it's not really you. Your tongue's in your cheek when you're stood there because you can't really be taking the people seriously.
But it is really me. I don't disrespect the people on my show. I would say most of them I really like. I mean, you get a neo-Nazi on or someone like that, but generally I like the people on my show. Is there coffee running down my face?
This isn't going well. Can we get this man a mug? He's a big star. You're dribbling everywhere, Jerry.
No, it's this coffee. They put this coffee in these cups that when you pour it towards you, it comes out of this cup has holes where it's not supposed to.
And I know she got a white T-shirt on as well. That couldn't be more unfortunate.
But I did save the shirt, so that's good. So no, it is me on the show, reacting as you would if you were on the show and these people told you these stories. So there's nothing fake there. In other words, I don't do anything stupid on the show. You don't see me cursing, taking off my clothing, or doing anything like that. I'm just what I think is a normal person in the midst of all this chaos. And here's what my reaction is, which is what virtually everybody I know's reaction would be. You did what? And so, yeah, it is me who you see there. It's just that the show has an image that is crazy.
Is there a guest or topic that would be too outrageous?
No. I mean, the show is about outrageousness, so I can't then say to them, oh, you can't be on, you're too outrageous. Of course, we don't permit people to commit crimes on the show or something like that, but within the law, it's just like if you're doing the news. You can't say, I'm going to report on the news, but if it's too bad of a story, we won't cover it. We're not going to cover the Holocaust. We're not going to cover the war. We're not going to cover the murder. We're not going to cover the rape. If you're a news person, your job is to cover what happened that day, even if it's bad. If my job is to host a show about outrageous people, I have to introduce the people who are outrageous. I can't then say you can't be on the show because you're outrageous.
What I love about you is you're proud to admit you do it. You don't shy away from it. You've done it for so long, and it consistently draws an audience and stays fresh. Not many of those style of programs do. They seem to come and go, but you're still here. Very finally, why?
I think it's because we were the first to create a niche. And that's true of virtually everything. If you're the first one in, that's the brand name. And then everyone who follows becomes a piece of what you originally did. Certainly not better than anybody else. We were just first.
Jerry, congratulations on being you. Thank you so much for talking to me. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon.
I'm going to get a straw.